In its most rudimentary form, video games are about controlling a virtual character, taking it from point A to B while collecting points and rewards along the way and battling any enemies that try to stop you from doing so. This may be true for some video games, especially the groundbreaking milestones like Mario or Super Metroid that literally laid the foundation. But video games indeed have come quite a long way. Now there are masterpieces like Persona 5, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, BioShock, and a staggering amount of experimental indie games that mix gameplay with thought-provoking and complex narratives. One such game is Inside, Playdead Studios' 2016 masterpiece. Now what this game achieves isn't groundbreaking. It has been done before by many, especially by Playdead Studios themselves in 2010 with their first masterpiece, Limbo. Inside, however, is in my opinion one of the most perfect examples to prove that video games indeed are an art. The premise of Inside is deadly simple. You control a mysterious boy wearing a deep red shirt. His attire stands out against the bleak and dark dystopian setting. We have no idea who he is. We don't know where we are taking him or why is he even going somewhere in the first place. Right off the bat, Inside has piqued our attention with these very mysterious questions. As we traverse the terrain, we realize we are being hunted. We realize we are being hunted by adults equipped with guns and even ferocious dogs. On top of that, Inside gives us absolutely no choice to defend ourselves against the adults, the dogs, and literally the very physics of the world are way more powerful. The only thing you can do is run. And we as players have to guide this mysterious boy through this strange setting without getting him killed. As things progress, we take the boy through many challenging barriers. Despite the 2.5D limitation of the game, where we are only allowed to go forwards and backwards, the absolutely beautiful atmospheric production design with its dusty depths gives the game a cinematic look. I was reminded of the way cinema uses camera work to follow its characters through vast vistas and spaces. Leveraging the use of depth to give a certain personality to the world of the story. An intangible quality you can only feel. We guide the little red boy through this cinematic landscape, and catch almost surreal glimpses of what appear to be dutiful people methodically moving in unison, almost as if they are in a trance, the very sound of their footsteps exuding an almost hypnotic behavior. And given the fact that the giant dilapidated structure we slowly enter through hidden crevices and security systems looks like a factory, we are led to believe this may be a very secret facility. The boy is trying to enter this heavily guarded facility, yet we have no clue what influenced him to take up such a task in the first place. Does he have an objective, or is he following commands from a third party? All the information the game has visually conveyed us point to one major theme: control. The many zombie-like people make this obvious, but it is solidified once you come across a curious contraption that allows you to mind control a small subset of these very zombie people. This new piece of information suddenly hit me with a staggering realization. This is a meta game. We are the person who is controlling this boy, just like the boy controls the zombie-like people he uses for his own personal progression. The inclusion of these mind-controlled zombies in the puzzles not only provides us with the rudimentary game element of overcoming obstacles, but also helps add more to the story and the lore of the world itself. This clever trick forces us to ask philosophical questions surrounding the very act of control without a single piece of dialogue. As the game progresses further, we are hit with one stunning moment after another, wherein the game keeps breaking the boundaries it has previously set. In what is another memorable sequence, the power of control is taken to a twofold meta level. Provoking a fascinating yet very scary thought. Is there a hierarchy in control? Is a seemingly autonomous person truly free, or are they controlled by someone else? Is there someone who is controlling me? This unfortunately is not far from our reality. We feel like we are in control of our lives, but the constant surveillance by the government, capitalist regimes, or secret oligarchs are shaping our very own reality and our own personality. They subconsciously tell us who to vote for, what to buy, what to watch, whom to love, and whom to hate. But let's not get ahead of ourselves and focus on a more relatable topic. Am I in control of the game I'm playing right now, or is the game in control of me? The very fact alone that we can only take the boy forwards or backwards, that there are literally scripted situations where we are forced to go along where the game wants us to, with its elaborate puzzles, suggests Playdead is really in charge of this game. No matter how many times you play, you're always gonna break this particular plank. And you'll always have to act like a zombie in this scene in order to get to the next level. So if we are puppets to a higher power, who in turn could be another puppet to an even higher power? Then does life really matter? Is there really a point in turning Insight's narrative into a video game when creating a film instead will achieve the same result? Is there really a point in controlling a character in a video game when the path the character is taking is already premeditated? If you have not noticed by now, Playdead is using the very rudimentary elements of gameplay mechanics to ask deeper questions about control and the hierarchy of power. It's It's almost nihilist in the sense that your life feels predetermined. Just like it's predictable that you're born and gonna die someday. Such deep realization of what control is cannot merely be achieved, in my opinion, through cinema. Cinema is still a superior art form in my eyes. It has the ability to draw our attention to things in the same way video games do. Yet video games have the advantage of making certain realizations feel more concrete thanks to our ability to control a virtual character, or rather the illusion of control. The absolute horror of seeing the boy be killed ruthlessly a million times only makes us stronger and wiser in our conviction to solve the puzzle. And once you realize the solution to the puzzle, it gives you a greater sense of accomplishment. The longer you take to solve the puzzle, the greater the accomplishment. And the more beautiful the experience. The process of puzzle solving doesn't have to be boring when your intellect does a beautiful ballet dance with the sounds and images of the game world itself. Yet, I'd like to think that this experience is still a controlled one. But is the illusion of control really that bad if the experience was so jaw-dropping or it made you think about yourself? Does knowing the illusion break it? You think it does, but eventually the game reminds you it doesn't.